Alrighty, let's get this one going. Welcome everybody to SimTrax Broadcasting. We're bringing you the big show here on the Super Speedway Sundays. I can't wait to see what these guys can bring to actually what, lack of better terms, a make-believe track. This is a 3-mile track built by iRacing with over 30 degrees of banking in the turns, and we are going to try to put at least 20 trucks out there and see how they can how they fare against each other. The speed, I think, is going to be really the key point of this race of how these guys are going to work together. Speeds are ranging somewhere between that 200 and 235 mile an hour mark. And I think a lot of drivers just have got to figure out how to cope with that kind of speed. Most of them, especially when you're in the trucks, high speed can be 168, maybe 188, depending when you're getting on a super speedway. But now we're going to add 40 to 50 miles an hour faster than that, and these guys are just going to have a very, very hard time trying to keep the car really composed, you know, not overdrive the car. Let the car come to you, let the track come to you. Now, what you'll notice on some parts of this track, as we watch a few of these drivers go around, is there's really a dip heading into the turn where it kind of bumps down. Hits that 30-degree turn here, and on the exit out, if you're actually too high up, the truck will actually bounce. It'll unload the suspension, and that's when we'll see guys actually breaking loose and having a hard time getting turned around. We're taking a look here at Greg Blazin, the last driver to get out onto the track and try to put down a solid time. 19th place is where he's going to start. That's actually going to be really, really far back. Seeing the qualifying time is just about to wrap up here. As you can see, the long, wide turns that we have here, fully capable of, you know, five wide. But there's no reason they can't achieve that. But I would probably say for truck stability, although Ray has given his best shot building each one of these chassis, trying to make sure they're fitted, make sure it works very well, and it's going to be a hit or miss here. These guys are going to be winding back and forth, trying to figure out really where the best angle is going to be. Not to have this thing flip over. But once again, appreciate you guys joining us here on May 29th here at least 7:20 now, as we're about to get locked and loaded here on the race for the Memorial 300. All proceeds for this race are going to the Wounded Warrior Project. Definitely will love helping those guys out any chance we can get. And don't forget to thank a soldier during Memorial Day that you guys are going to enjoy tomorrow. Races are getting locked and loaded here. Guys are starting to grid up, and we'll be on just a moment. I will say, giving it just a second here, we're going to wait for the pace car lights to turn on as these trucks try to get stacked up here. I would say we got a decent amount of guys. Some guys do kind of back out of this one a little bit just because they're very concerned at the unpredictability of this race. You know, with the speeds, with how loose, and there's only one way I can explain it to you. You've got to see it. As soon as these guys line up too wide, I would probably say before we hit turn 3, we're 3 wide. I mean, if not, I would be surprised. But so many drivers are just trying to find their teammates. Now, I think taking a look out there and kind of peeking in at some of the other pieces, the drivers are actually splitting themselves up into different teams and kind of shifting back and forth, seeing if they can try to challenge themselves a little bit here. Ray Garcia has actually been really, really hot, as well as Kevin Dixon all month with them training here. Ray Garcia actually got a win last night. I saw that move. We'll discuss the slingshot move later on in the race. But watch that 00 Toyota with Kevin Dixon in the front. These guys will definitely be on the move here tonight. But as I was talking about them challenging themselves, these guys have broken themselves into 3 truck teams here. Ray Garcia, Greg Blazin, and Sylvain Sigwin starting in one pack. Cade Jones, Heath Rutherford, and Landon Gentry are going to be in another field of drivers out there. And the third team will be Kevin Dixon, Michael Wiley, and Scott Patson. I like that because they're trying to take the admin team and break them up a little bit. You know, maybe not make it as predictable. But you definitely see them shifting off. They are doing a, there we go. There's about a 3 wide salute here. Let's see if we can try to get a better angle of them doing that. There they go. There are all our drivers. Got a couple more trying to catch up here in the back. Let's see if we can give a quick look at our starting lineup here for tonight. Ray Garcia and Kevin Dixon will be starting 1-2. Scott Patson will be third with John Cazaza fourth. Sylvain Sigwin and Michael Wiley will be starting in the third row. Starting row number 4 will be Heath Rutherford and Cade Jones. Watch out for St. Brzezinski sitting 9th with Jason Stevenson will be 10th. Landon Gentry sitting in that 11th position next to Greg Whitehead. Moving our way on back through the rest of the field here will be Jeff Snyder sitting 13th. James Smith is 14th. James Jepson and Lee Tidwell starting on the 8th row with James Napier. Ronald Lilly 18th. And Greg Blazin will be 19th. Randy Schweitzer 20th. And Anthony Shook. Everybody's got their eyes out for Shook, seeing if he's going to cause any sort of trouble here tonight. We'll keep an eye on some of our guys here as they get everything set up and back together. Appreciate them doing a 3-wide salute to our veterans out there. May also be a possibility. I'll see if we can try to see if we can get some radio chatter on here tonight. See what's going on out there on the track. Yeah, definitely drivers are locked and loaded here. You see how big, really, how large this track is, and it's just there is room for room for error. There's opportunity. But we'll see. But Red Nitro 1616 out there saying, let's go James Napier, bring home the cheddar. Definitely he has a chance, even though he is starting back here in that 17th position. He will have that opportunity with as much room. As you can see, they're almost 3 truck lengths apart, and they still have room on either side. So fuel mileage will be in question here tonight. I probably would say tires not so much. But we do have this coming up. Let me see if we can go ahead and grab a hold of how we're going to start here tonight with a 67-degree track temperature. 100 laps locked and loaded for us, and that is going to be what's on the books here tonight. 3 stages. We'll be stopping at 25, 50, and 75. No caution flags in the first 75. Of course, unlimited tires and no damage healing. Let's go ahead and get this one underway here, as I'm sure Ray is ready to get taken off here. And away we go. First green flag is out. Let's go ahead and get all this locked and loaded here. Popped up. There we go. That way everybody can find your favorite driver out there. We'll be flying a little bit solo here tonight. Estella is out at a wedding, but that is okay. That is okay. I appreciate we were able to get the numbers we did for the Memorial Run. Notice the separation between the driver's side to side. Don't want to cause any trouble this early in the race. But that fuel mileage is probably going to be hovering. Whoa, dog! Wow, John Cazaza right there heading into turn number 3. He's got to hold on to that thing. He is having some sort of troubles. These guys are wiggling all over the track here. Yeah, I definitely don't see this holding on for long. Guys are probably going to be blasting each other to pieces here in just a moment. See if we can pop a little bit higher. This being the iRacing Super Speedway, we've got the eye in the sky here. Sitting atop the broadcast booth, taking a look as we rotate on through. I would never say the person sitting in that number 1 position is going to be the winner of the race. Much like Talladega or areas like that. Boy, there's a little stack up going there on in the back. Right around that Heath Rutherford area. Let's see if we can get a closer look. Oh, there it is. Heath Rutherford, bam. As it looks like Sylvain Sigwin stuck into the wall. Lee Tidwell is out of it in the number 42. Jeff Snyder is going to be the last one surviving to stay with the lead pack. Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. It was looking a little ugly there, about 3 wide. What the heck was going on? Sylvain will be able to return, I'm sure, maybe later on in this section as he is having to tow from being stuck into the wall. I believe Ronald Lilly may have been in it as well. Seeing that number 24 way all the way back. Cade Jones has lost 10 positions. He's down here in the 18th position. Who's moving so far? Anthony Shook. Everyone says you gotta be careful, Anthony Shook in that number 9. He's nothing but trouble. But if trouble is exactly what he's doing, trouble is him moving up to that top, into at least the top 10 here. All is sticking to the outside lane. So it seems everything's so good so far as he's following along. I believe Greg Whitehead in the 3 Chevrolet on the outside as well. Ray Garcia originally on the pole, down into 5th now, so let's see if the 00 of Ray Garcia's Toyota can get back up there. From what I saw, man, you see that hard bump heading into the turns. That is just one of those. That's one of those areas. It's best to exit low on this track. Exiting high is bad, but man, I have found no success entering the turns low, just because of the roughness of the track. It is not smooth at all. We'll see if we can see the cars jerk once again heading into the turn. A little bump there we see out of the 15 of Kazaza there. He seems to hold it a lot better than he did earlier in the run. Nasty, nasty bump, and we really give it to Ray. Kind of, I think he was staring out that passenger door, making sure he wasn't going to get hammered there. What they can come up with here on the track, seeing if they can move around, find a nice spot, feel somebody they can get comfortable with driving around, and move on from there. All the way back to Cade Jones, who is back, I believe, all the way back there in 18th position. You notice how 25 seconds off the pace he is. Ronald Lilly and Lee Tidwell, both of those guys are out there trying to see if they can get caught up here. See if we can get a little, if we can get any of that radio check. All right, so that's exactly what we're looking for out there. Notice these guys are determining not to take tires. It's going to be a fuel and go for these guys. So keep an eye as they come down pit road. So, like I was saying, the fuel mileage here, they're saying, whoa, there's somebody in the back flinging off the track. There's James Jepson. He's trying to find him. Says he was slinging off. We have Heath Rutherford in the 98, 99 of Jeff Snyder off the track and then back on. But as we were talking before, being able to tune in a little bit of that radio chatter there. There is no, they're definitely taking an idea of when to pit here. I noticed they haven't pit just yet. I think there was a conversation possibly somewhere around that lap 6 area, but no one's pulling the trigger yet. No one's deciding to come in. Looks like Ray Lene is out there. Well, remember Ray Lane. You were out here and dominating at Kansas. Hate to see that you weren't able to join the Racing Revolution out there and put on the same performance. Let's see if any pit strategy is coming up here. Doesn't look like as of yet nothing. So 8 laps in the book, already 9. You notice kind of that time we're like, man, this is sure taking a while. I've got to admit, if you kind of consider how long this race may be, let's take a look at some of those last lap times. We're doing 3 miles in just under 47 seconds. These guys are really, really scooting in here. Greg Whitehead way off track. Trying to see if he can work himself back on here. Oh, no. Well, out of 21 drivers, at least 10 were affected on that last bang up there, so slinging off the track and everything else. Let's see if we can roll it back to Schweitzer here and see what happens. Well, that looks right like it's in the Greg Blazin area, or the Greg Whitehead area, excuse me. Take another look. It's Randy Schweitzer, Napier, Rutherford, Greg Whitehead, Ray Garcia, bunch of drivers involved in this one. Let's see if we can actually rotate it back and see what happens here. Ah, there we go. Look right in front of Ray Garcia here. He's got a bunch of trouble brewing up, I think, from Greg Whitehead here in the number 3. Gets way too low and it bucks him up. And that was exactly a rough part of that track I was talking about there. There's Heath Rutherford. Number 2 at James Smith trying to get out of there. 23 keeps bulldozing here, Greg Blazin. Yeah, no can do. That's going to do it for all these guys. Actually, it says back here on lap 10, I believe Jacob Stevenson had an issue here with Michael Wiley. This is while we were reviewing this wreck. Another 4 trucks piling up. Man. Let's go ahead and bring it back to the race. Remember we were saying watch out for Anthony Shook. 20 positions gained, is now in the lead. No one has pit yet. So Shook, Dixon, and Landon Gentry, 1, 2, and 3 out here on the track. And the Fluff God continuing on. Actually see some of these drivers actually dropping down to the bottom of the track, see if they can break any of the draft here. Not working as Shook, Dixon, and Gentry continuing on. 7 seconds back. Starts with James Smith. But if you actually notice out there in the ticker here, notice how they're sawing off a lot of time. And this is what happens with power in numbers. You start getting a bunch of guys clumped together back here, they'll be able to push even harder and make the possibility of a catch-up. But they've sawed off about a second here as James Smith leads the pile with Mike Wiley, Jeff Snyder. 6. Looks like Blazin is also involved here. Scott Patsy. And then we'll probably rotate farther on back, about 18.5 seconds back here with Heath Rutherford. Rutherford, Garcia, Greg Whitehead, James Napier, Randy Schweitzer. Stevenson out there all by his lonesome. Now, I would say here at the iRacing Super Speedway, we're talking powers and numbers here. How do you not get frustrated, just following single file trying to catch back up? There's a good chance that second pile back here is going to have the opportunity to catch back up. And there's the third pile you see back there exiting 4. They're up 3/4 of a mile back on that, so very, very tough. Really, to keep your wits about you here as we see the separation of the clumps of cars. I would question when pit happens. Fuel mileage about 22 laps all by their lonesome. They think they've dialed it in, where there's going to have to be at least one green flag stop before any of that happens. It looks like Stevenson? I think that's Stevenson coming down pit road here. Yes, it is. Jason Stevenson, the number 72 Chevrolet, working his way down pit now. Unknown if that was a scheduled pit stop. He's going to take Jason Stevenson and drop him down to the 20th position. One person a little farther back, Sylvain Seguin. Sitting all the way back there. 4 seconds still off pace. Trying to see if James Smith can catch up here. It seems like a mile to catch him out. Still is possible for him to catch that 3 up there. Anthony Shook, Kevin Dixon, Landon Gentry exactly working as well as they should. 4.2 mark. Just can't seem to break past that. Pit road starting to heat up. Looks like Heath Rutherford, James Napier, Greg Whitehead, and Randy Schweitzer working their way down pit. A bit different strategies for our drivers out here. That'll drop them down, that 13th through the 16th spot. Cars, no one coming down pit. Those 4 guys still working their way out here. Tune in a little bit of the radio chatter here and see what we can hear.
Okay.
Ray Garcia working his way down pit now.
Okay, let's all get in line.
Trying to see if we can drum these guys all back together and see if they can get them working on something here. Rutherford back down to 15th. Same positions here in this race. John Cazazza on the outside. Got a huge run here. Huge run here. That's going to be really good for them to try to catch up and stay with him, pick up a little more speed and get going here. This would be the case for some of these other guys. Only, I believe, back 14 drivers have hit. Top 13 have not. About 33 seconds off the lead now. We get 2 wide. Waiting for that to happen. Definitely we see Anthony Shook get unseated from the lead. Possible thing. 220 miles an hour here for Shane in the 10-4. Into the turns. Kind of wish they had smoothed that out. This kind of speed, I think a little rock speed. These drivers like Jeff Snyder, James Smith, and Shane here have broken the speed record, sitting at 252 miles an hour for these 3 guys here in the front. Fastest speed Anthony Shook has touched is 247, which is still outrageous. Still a lot of work to do by some of these other drivers. Cade Jones working his way in. One thing you don't want to do is be the lone guy heading down pit. It's going to be very, very difficult to get back up into the run here. Looks like Lee Tidwell shooting off into pit. of drivers coming down pit road now. Jeff Snyder. Landon Gentry looked like he's trying to squeak in pit before everybody else, and he does. Gentry, James Smith, Snyder, Anthony Shook, and Greg Blazin. This clump of 5 trucks coming down pit road now. Interesting call by these 5. I'll say might actually be a really good idea. I would assume, once again, no tires will be taken here. Some people are taking tires, 12.5-second pit stall times. Others doing just a little bit more. It looks like at least right side tires for some of these guys. Oh no! I forgot who that was spinning out there. I think it was Ronald Lilly in the number 20. That's who I was looking for. So I may have been trying to come down pit road, but got boxed out. That only leaves 3 drivers out there on the track: Kevin Dixon, Scott Patson, and Michael Wiley. 1, 2, and 3 hanging out here. We'll see how all this boils down to. As I would also question that stages should be at 25, 50, and 75 if these guys didn't have to pit. That may throw a bit of a wrench into things here. Seeing all their best times. Yeah, check out some of the best times in the top 3 right here. Kevin Dixon, Scott Patson, Michael Wiley. Everybody in the 46.5s. Here's the last lap times. Yeah, falling off by almost 4.5 seconds there. But did not have to pit. Interesting to see. I'm wondering if Scott Patz has run out of gas. Shows the RPMs are down here. Kevin Dixon may have won the stage. I believe he will be back of the line here, seeing that he is out of gas, coasting his way on in. Man, that's close. All right, stage 1 is over here. That's been quite an interesting race here so far. Alrighty, guys, starting to run out of gas, having trouble getting back down pit road. I would love to ask Kevin Dixon if he would consider staying out there this next segment. See if he's willing to push it that far again. Whoop. Some guys missing their boxes here, or otherwise something may have happened. May have wanted to take tires and didn't. See if we can get hold of one of our drivers out here. All right, let's see if we can grab a hold of Ray. Ray Garcia, you got a copy?
Hey, what's happening there?
Hey, man, talk to me about this race here. I noticed here, yesterday during practice and during some practice races, you might be the man to beat out here. What's the key to success?
Well, it's staying out of trouble. I got taken out there. We let a guy who fell in the infield. We let him up, and then he came across everybody and took us all out. So, staying out of trouble is the key. At these speeds, we're doing 235 once we're up to speed, and the slightest touching sends the truck sideways. So I'll catch back up, and you can win this race from the back of the field. So these early stages don't really matter. It's just, recover, stay calm, stay in the draft. The trucks are very draft reliant on this track. So if you pull out onto out to the outside by yourself, you're going to go backwards really quick.
All right. Some have said power in numbers is something you really see here. That power in numbers. We saw the top three out front, and then a clutch of 8 guys were actually able to catch them, overtake, and continue on. How do you keep guys not wanting to race aside each other, everyone stay in the line, and then everyone charge back forward? I mean, is it just kind of like an orchestra? You gotta try to coach everybody and get everybody going in the right direction with the same thought process, or does everybody just kind of have that idea that's what they need to do?
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is to get them to work together. The race is this race at this track is a co-op race. So getting them to work with you, like we were on the radio during a pit cycle, we gathered up by slowing down. Some of us in the front slowed down to catch the guys at the back, put together a good pack of 5, and we were starting to cut the leaders down. So that's the thing. Being a co-op track, stand by 1 second. Being a co-op track, it's important. It's important for these guys to work together. Otherwise, the field is going to get spread out.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to continue on. I will say that the first couple of laps everything looked a-okay, but the bumps in the track are pretty brutal. But Ray, we'll be rooting you on here from the booth, and I believe it's you, and I think there's one other favorite. I think Kevin Dixon in the 009 Toyota out there as well may be the favorites to win this race.
Yeah, Kevin and I have been practicing all month. Kevin and I usually get pole, either he or I got it. He's been dominating me lately, but tonight I got the best of him. So it'll come down to either one of us when we get towards the end, as long as we stay clean.
All righty, Ray. Good luck to you, man, and we'll see how you fare here in the
all right.
Memorial 300, bud.
Okay, we'll talk to you in a few minutes.
Yep. All righty, that's Ray Garcia, everybody. He's having fun out there. He's just got to get caught back up. Guys coming back down pit, I believe, to try to see if they can do another splash of fuel. Can't blame them. Anthony Shook, Sylvain, Heath Rutherford. Yeah, there we go. Definitely some guys starting to think long run here. Calm down, forget those 4 tires. Full tank of fuel and go out here and do it again. That's going to put Cade Jones into the lead. James Smith is sitting second. He's up 12 positions. Scott Pat's exactly where he started, sitting third, with Michael Wiley in that 4th position. So a lot of guys starting to flip the script and move this around a good bit out there on the track of, seesawing back and forth where they need to be, how fast they're going to be, how they're going to do it. So there's a lot to kind of take on here. But we'll actually have a few crank it up sessions here, seeing this being the iRacing Super Speedway. These guys definitely try to mash it up, be able to get some solid speed down here. Hopefully we'll be able to see a little more of it with them clumped together rather than all spread apart. Pace car lights are off. Should be going green here in just a moment. Interesting strategy by Michael Wiley, dropping it off the table there, trying to ride on the inside of the apron. I'd be trying to save him enough fuel for the end. Okay, Jones, Michael Wiley here. And James Smith, 1, 2, and 3. We are back under green. Next stage break will be in 20 laps. On lap 50. Get it going here. And remember how everybody kind of waits to that moment. Right now we're getting up there, already over 190 miles an hour. Picking up the pace. The number 2 snugging way low. Definitely these guys try to remain separated here. That way they can hold off as long as they can before any kind of trouble ensues. There we go. Good separation here, and that's exactly what you want. Don't need to be door drafting at this track. Woof. And that's exactly why we see the number 15, John Cazazza, almost ricochet up into the 2. A little bump heading out of these turns, not looking too good, but we'll actually give it a moment. We'll see if we can get a little radio chatter on. See if we can get a little NASCAR noise here. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. That's why we have to leave that space in the bottom. Woo! Single file driver, single file. Quickly, so we don't lose the lead. Right to the back, try to single file up as quickly as possible. I got to come down, still there. Sorry about that. Where's he at? Am I quick?
Oh, yes, you're quick.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
back, trying to take a little sounds of NASCAR here. Trucks try to fly their way on through. Definitely more and more trouble. Ronald Lilly in it again. Definitely he can't seem to fight any kind of a break here. believe Anthony shook Ray Garcia in this one. Shane, and nope, he was involved actually in the first one. So speaking of which, we can take a quick little look at that, where Scott Patz and Ronald Lilly may have been in some trouble here. This is the first pile up. Okay, cars on the roof. Scott Patz there. Bam, self-healing, we're back on. And lap 35 here. Wonder who that was that caught him. The 013. Yeah, almost straightens out because it looks like the 99s. 999 has been kind of getting sideways there. Fortunately, no cautions here in this league. We will go and continue on. Cautions will happen in the final 25 laps. We'll continue this on. Cars are self-healing, back on the track, and away we go. Ronald Lilly now moving his way up to 18th, passing Randy Schweitzer. Some of these drivers having a hard time getting caught back up here. We'll take a look at somebody who is Kevin Dixon, the 009, and the 013 of James Jepson here. Jepson looking a little bit rough here. Kevin Dixon trying to find a smooth lane here. He can slide his way to the front. Cade Jones and Michael Wiley still in the front of the pack here. We want to give a shout out there to Mr. Timmy Ray out there in the chat. Appreciate you coming out here, bud. No problem you not joining the live streams, man. That's why we always got them out there. Find them on simtracksbroadcasting.com. Everything we have broadcast since day one is up there. In case you missed one, if there's one you like or there's one you want to share, that is where you can find all of our previous streams. Guys, don't forget to check out the Big Show as well. Check them out on their website or on Facebook if you're looking to join out here. These guys race for fun once a month for a little bit of money. Definitely the top 10 get paid. Hard Charger, Pole Award winner gets paid. But this time all the racing donations will be paid to the Wounded Warrior Project. Cade Jones, Michael Wiley, John Cazaza still sitting 1, 2, and 3. Greg Blazin is 4th. James Napier rounding out the top 5 here. Napier been working pretty hard here, trying to figure out how to get his way to the front. 12 positions gained for his Chevrolet, and a lot of tough driving here. We only got about 10 laps left to go before we hit the next stage. I would say guys running out of fuel may be a thing of the past. We saw originally 3 drivers ended up making it without having to pit. With them not having to pit, may be able to square off for just enough length to squeeze through this one, as that way we will be under green flag for only 20 laps, seeing that we started green back on lap 30. Green being back on lap 30 there, that should be plenty of fuel for them to make it all the way to the ending mark. No other trouble out there on the track, as everybody is kind of single file out here. 9 laps before the stage ending. Definitely a hard run here. Trying to see if we can find another kind of an angle of how bumpy this track is getting. Okay, Jones is out there still leading this race here. Let's see if we can kind of take a look off the nose of his car here. There's that bump heading in. There, and then the out. That's really the huge thing that some of these drivers are really worried about here. It's just that entry and the entry and the exit here. Right there, another bump. So there's one more here. Right there, that big hump. Now, this has been tripping a couple of these drivers up. But as long as they're single file, everything's a-okay. It's always once they get side by side, that's when things start to get a little dry out there. Fastest person to hold any kind of speed out there on the track will be Heath Rutherford at a maximum of 254 miles an hour. That's one of the cool things that you can enjoy about this track. The amount of speed these guys can hit. So normally this being the longest circle track ever made here on this circuit, they are still able to fly through here. I mean, even now under 47 seconds per lap here. Oh, look at that. It's starting to hit a little bit of lap traffic here. Number 10. Shane Wazinski moving on back to 19th position. Looks like hopefully he'll be able to rejoin back into this pile and not get lost. Man, talk about insert yourself into the pile there. Looks like I believe that's the number 90. Should be of Scott Patza. Scott Patza, we saw him actually rotating on his roof not too long ago. A bunch of guys are laps down here who were in the back of this pile. That's a-okay. Let them enjoy a little bit of the race here. Unfortunately, it will have to be from the back. Jason Stevenson, he's up 2 positions, sitting 8th. Only person who hasn't moved any positions now is Heath Rutherford, back to 7th position where he originally started. And a Gentry down, up 1 position now to 10th. All right, out there in the chat, can't hear a thing over the music, but wanted to check in. See you next week. Appreciate you joining us here, Stella. Definitely a lot of trouble on this track as these guys are getting ready to slide down pit road here. I smell speeding penalties. The number 2 of James Smith actually having a kamikaze and put his truck into the wall to make his truck stop there. Lap 47, guys are starting to come back down pit. Moving our guys up front, notice Michael Wiley, John Kazaz, and Greg Blazin remain up in the front pack. Have yet to pit here. See if anybody works all their way down pit road here pretty soon. Cade Jones, first out of pit. City 11th, James Napier, Heath Rutherford, and Landon Gentry will follow each other. Only the top 10 have yet to pit. But the top 7 are really here in this clump of cars. Clump of trucks, mind you. You see these guys working their way out of pit lane here. Heath Rutherford kind of giving a little pop there to the 11. look at some of their pit times here. About 12-second pit time. I assume that would be a set of right side tires.
Thank you.
Right, looks like only about 1 lap left to go. Michael Wiley's still here in the front. John Cazaz's sitting second. Greg Blazin is third. Trying to gun it out toward the lane. Yeah, Cazaz adores him. Oh, dog. Caution flag is out. The top 10 or 11
All right,
drivers
who won the stage?
did not have to pit here.
Wiley.
At the line, but
I actually don't know. I don't know.
It shows JD on timing and scoring.
Alrighty. Guys are unsure who ended up winning that last stage here. We'll see if we can actually find out here. As it came to the line. Right there. It was like John Cazaza got that one. 15 Chevrolet. Ended up getting him right at the line. What a move that was. Alright, we'll see if we can get any kind of mark in here and see if we can get Michael Wiley up here. Let's see if we can grab him. Let's see. Michael Wiley, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alright, man. We checked that race out at the line with you and John Cazaza there. What is the polling saying for you? We took a slow-mo and we're looking at Cazaza may have gotten you right with the nose at the line.
Yeah, it's showing John beat me by 6/1000ths right there at the line, so he got it.
Ooh. Man, oh man, oh man. Well, I know it's friendly racing, but what would you feel about that dooring right before the, right as you guys came out of turn 4?
Was that on him? Because I thought it was on me because I went up to side draft him. Did he come down and get me?
Yeah, I thought y'all had tagged each other. I'm not gonna point fingers and said who did what there. I just saw contact was made. Cazaza shot up the track, and I thought it was enough to slow you down and him try to squeak there on the outside.
Yeah, I seen him lay back on a backstretch, so I knew he was gonna have a run, and I was gonna go to side draft him. But I tell you what, I had to fight the wheel there because I about lost it when we hit.
Well, some drivers are losing it out there on the track and having a hard time staying on the lead lap here. What's the hardest part you find even about the track out there since you've been up front most of the night?
I tell you, it's just the bump drafting, I think. Bump drafting, and you get too close in the corners and the net code, that wipes everybody out. It's like that first wreck with me and the 10. I'm not really sure what happened. I just know that I got blindsided from the high side. But staying out of the wrecks is hard here. If you're not the first or second truck, probably going to be caught up in something.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm looking at the track though, Michael, and the turn entry and exits have bumps that if you're not ready for them, a lot of these guys are caught way, way off guard, and I think that's what's causing some of these guys on the low line to shoot up almost to the third lane, just kind of out of trying to regather the truck. You know what I mean? Are you noticing anything like that? I mean, you got to be on your game for that?
Yeah, that's something we've always struggled with here. Like every time we come here, you'll always see. I don't know how many people are doing it here, but there's always a handful of people that'll go into the turn and shoot up the track a lane or two, and usually there's a truck there, so it's going to turn them. And I'll tell you, with the trucks, momentum is everything. So, like on the third lane, the outside lane loses so much ground to the inside lane. So the closer that outside lane can be to the inside lane, the better the outside lanes can do. But on the other side of that, you're going to risk it turned if you're too close to the inside truck.
Yeah. It almost seems like this track almost has 5 to 6 lanes, and it seems the safest and the smoothest spots is between lane 2 and lane 5. You're down on the bottom, you get a hump that, whether it's in or out, and then if you're high, exiting 4, I know from personal experience in the Xfinities, you would almost get airborne. The wheel would unload, and then you were almost flying for about a quarter of a second and re-land, but that's enough to unload the suspension, and you're spinning out. It's just the truck's kind of the same way. I would be more worried about it unloading the suspension in the rear.
Yeah, it does that, and then of course you get out of shape just a hair, and you got a truck right on you, and it just wipes everybody out. There's not a lot of room for air here at all, especially at 230 miles an hour.
All right, Michael Wiley, give me a shout out here, man, while I got you up here.
Thank you, Ray, for putting this on. My wife, Ashley, my little boy, Jathan.
All right, bud, appreciate it, and we'll hopefully we'll talk to you after the race.
All right, you should see some excitement pick up here pretty soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say
take and no more give.
less than 50 laps, man. I'm sure it's gonna get ugly here. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, pit road has been going ups and downs. Whether the people want to go for an extra splash of fuel or not, pace car lights are still on. See if they decide to go out this time by. I would assume yes, and they do. Michael Wiley sitting in that number 1 spot. 23, Greg Blazin will start on the outside line. A bunch of drivers out here having some trouble here. I would say everybody clumping back together, back up in the race control mark. See what we can get going on here. Wiley, Blazin, Kazaza. Kazaza did get him at the line. Lee Tidwell sitting 4th, and Ray Garcia with a fast pit stop time. Looks like he may be in that 6th position there on the outside. Boy, oh boy. Already halfway through this race here, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys joining us here. See how well the rest of this race fares. A couple of pile-ups that we've seen in the race. Everybody seems they can be pretty calm there for a couple laps or so. And then as soon as the tires start getting seated in, we get guys getting way loose. We've seen James Jepson get loose a couple of times, and it's caused a little bit of trouble there. Anthony Shook has actually lost way back here in the back. I think there's one driver that has taken it back to the garage, Jeff Snyder, in the 9994. I don't know if he had a disconnect trouble. His car lights are off. All right. There's Barney in the flag booth. Here we go. At lap 55, we get restarted here. Definitely try to keep up that dashboard so you can see the speed, how quickly it happens. Some drivers are going a little bit faster because they're starting to get the bump draft. Get some opportunities here, but already over 225. Already out there in the chat. See you out there, Haley. Appreciate you joining us here tonight. We're at the iRacing Super Speedway. Drivers trying to stay alive out here on the track. Yep. Alright, he's letting you know. Yep. Hey, look at that. Wife already out there in the chat as well, letting Haley and our viewers know that Stella was unable to make it tonight. She is at a wedding for this Memorial Day weekend. Appreciate you guys joining us here at the Big Show, Memorial 300. We're going to rotate actually to the back half of this field here. See if we can see some of these guys starting. See if any kind of trouble's brewing here. It's not looking good as the turn entries are looking pretty nasty. See the bumps, ins and outs. There are safer lanes for them to play. They've recommended that the trucks separate. That does not seem to be the case. No one's willing to make any kind of adjustments to stay separated. As we see the number 3 Greg Whitehead do just that, kind of squeezed down, but he's moving his way on up. That bump some of these guys are not ready for. Number 9 Anthony Shook separating it here, sending it straight up the middle. Not too bad there by Anthony Shook. Shook looking to see if he can push Greg Whitehead back to the front. Huge checkup inside line. I'm not quite sure what happened there. See if we can get something going on here. I see out there in the chat, Miss Haley, is school over or not? Some of these guys trying to school each other out here on how to drive this track, especially Ray Garcia, who's at least still sitting fourth. He's got Jason Stevenson sitting in front of him. Stevenson in that Miller Lite machine, staying out front. Alrighty, out there in the chat. Dang, school ended Tuesday. I can't believe it. You know where you should be. Sitting here with me broadcasting. That's exactly what you should be doing. We'll be up here in the booth trying to see how the Big Show is going to handle the iRacing Super Speedway. We've seen a couple pileups. Some drivers been in a few more than others. Already had some guys with trouble on lap 1, 2, 7, 9. Some on 10, then we stretch it out to lap 26, and we had some trouble on 31 and 35. Ooh, look who's that. Is that Cade Jones all the way out there on the outside? I think Ray Garcia's out there trying to reach him here. I think he's trying to get just a little bit. Very nervous. Let's see if we can tune in.
I'm coming. All right, outside lines reorganized. Reorganize on the high side.
Hey, Ray, we going to have any more cautions, or are we just waiting on wrecks, or what?
No, we got a stage break. Then after that, we have caution.
All right, a couple of guys trying to hammer things out, trying to figure out what's going on out there. Speaking of what's going on out there, Robert Doig. Hey, buddy, appreciate you. See you out there. I believe I will be joining the Graceland Shootout Series on Tuesdays, no longer on Saturdays, so I'll be seeing how you line up. Make sure you post Post your paint out there, buddy. I know they're working on kind of a driver intro. Let's see how they've got things going on out there. Ray Garcia still working on the front up here. Kevin Dixon now has the lead. There it is. There's somebody getting tumbled off here. Sylvain got murdered on that one. I think it's James Jepson. So Sylvain unable to get any break here tonight. Love to find a different angle of this. Yeah, it looks like Jepson may have gotten way loose again. Jepson able to survive a lot better. A lot better on that run than the rest of these guys did. Now Sylvain will be way off. So it looks like James Smith and Randy Schweitzer. They're a bit off pace as well, number 13. Out there in the chat, Robert Doig, bad news. Man, hate to hear that, bud. Would question if you're out there racing with the man himself from Beef Jerky Unlimited. Heard word through the grapevine that might be the possibility. Definitely a heartbreaker here. Boy, Cade Jones is all over the place, man. I've been watching that number 4. He's been high, he's been low. That was all the way on the bottom there and slings up to about that 5th lane. Almost take the nose of Ronald Lilly off here. Definitely not good. Looks like Cade Jones may have been able to settle it down there a little bit. It looked bad enough. I thought he had let go of the wheel. But Kevin Dixon, Michael Weil, and Greg Blazin sitting 1, 2, and 3. Each one of these guys has done a little bit of work here. See where in the world Ray Garcia ended up. Ray Garcia ended up shuffling all the way back to 13th. Like I said, he has had multiple wins this month here at this track. And has been the favorite to win here tonight. Drivers having some trouble. Look like Stevenson. Remember, Stevenson was up into the lead. Now he's down to 16th. Field still shuffling yet again. Landon Gentry's moved himself into the top 10. Oh, well, there for a little bit. I'm quite sure what caused that. Let me see if we can find something that what exactly caused him to get spun around here. That is not exactly the way you want to go. See if we can take another peek at this. Whoa, you see he got loose right before he hit the turn. That's where it was. You see how he wiggles right here. Right there, that bump. Sends him the rest of the way up the track. Ooh, and Lilly comes down as well. So both of them met in the same spot, and that's going to do it for both of them. I think that'd be the worst part, is after you guys have bump and bang and smashed each other to pieces, if they meet again, they've got to work together. They can't not work together, you know what I mean? It's definitely something to look out for, but they've got at least a 7-second separation between the two of them. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. guys out there joining us here tonight. Definitely, I love to see it. Everybody from everywhere. Ray Lane, he's from the Racing Revolution. Robert Doig from the Graceland Shootout Series. K Doggy, I see you out there from the Doghouse Racing League. My daughter's out there. My wife's out there. Good Lord. And Stella, who's out there with some previous obligations out there tonight. So appreciate you all, you guys joining me out there in the chat. Is definitely, I would swear, it is a little lonely up here in the booth, but 69 laps underway. No pit stops yet. No pit stops yet. I think everybody's kind of trying to figure out what they've got to do to make it, make it happen here. Not, uh-oh. A couple of guys may have some trouble back there. Let's see what happened to Anthony Shook. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Racing along, and you got to be thinking, man, all right, we're going to do well, I'm going to do well, I'm going to do well, and then, man, why? And that was the bump I'm talking about. You see, boonk. It sets him down and slings him right back up the track again. So it looks like Anthony Shook, Ronald Lilly made connection. I believe that is Sylvain bringing up the rear of that three-piece here. James Jepson hanging out to dry. See if we can find the group of our front guys here where it looks like even more trouble. Starting. I'm hoping around the Scott Pat's area something's not getting ready to happen. That number 10 machine of Sean sending it. Yep. Dang, man. Actually, this wreck actually starts earlier. Notice how Cade Jones is on the outside, and I believe that's the number 15 of John Kazaza here. Yes, Mr. Doig. Cautions are turned off until the final stages. These trucks are self-healing. There are an unlimited amount of tires. Yes. And then you see the number 10 come up here and collect Ray. Ray heads on back. He collects a few more drivers. 98 of Heath Rutherford able to get away. Who is that just did a full send? The 13 machine. Holy cow. That's Randy Schweitzer. Into the fence. What is going on here? I figure out what is going on. After these guys got clumped together. It's showing there, like he reinserts back onto the track and gets hit again. I don't quite know what the heck is going on here. It says there's another problem out here. Boom. And then gets collected again. Alright, so the number 10 gets caught up out there. On lap 71, gets caught up here with Ray. Then he comes back, loses it down on the track, comes back up the track, collects it into a bunch of drivers here, ends up on his lid. Then after that, he comes back onto the track, I don't know if he's trying to pick a fight here. I appreciate it, Robert Doig. We'll hopefully we'll catch up with you here in the next couple of weeks, bud. At least month or so. I guess you could say that if you're gonna send it, gonna have to full send. Definitely all the way on through, but racing like that, that is a good way to not be re-invited back to the big show. Look like definitely some ups and downs here. I'm not quite sure what and why that would have happened, but I believe the number 10 is out of the race, so his truck has been taken to the garage, whether on his own or by by tow truck force. But some of these drivers definitely not happy about what is going on out there, and I can't blame them at all. Definitely some heartbreaking driving there. Not exactly the way we all wanted it to go. Definitely a mashup here, guys blasting each other to pieces. But only 25 laps left in this one. Try to get this one squared up. Pace car lights are on. We'll see if we can figure out what happened out there. Maybe we'll grab a hold of Sylvain here. Sylvain, you got a copy on me here, bud? Uh-oh. Sylvain. Right now, he's in the zone. Can't be talked to. Absolutely not. Let's try Scott Pazzo. You got a copy?
I'm here.
There you are. Hey, Scott, dude, talk to me about this race. How you surviving out there?
Yeah, it's been fun so far. Got to dodge a little bit here and there. Got caught up in a wreck in the second stage, I believe, but kind of grinded my way back to fourth or fifth. I think fifth.
Yeah,
Fun.
well,
Like this track.
you do or do not?
I do.
Ah,
I like
okay.
it a lot. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, lap 31 is where you got caught up, and it's having a tough time, you know, trying to, like you were saying, dodging a lot, doing a lot of things. We see you even having to dodge on the way into pit road, you know. It's so, this track just throws so many curveballs to so many drivers out there. I think a lot of guys are getting caught off guard out there, causing some of these cautions. What do you notice is the hardest part about this track?
Definitely what's the hardest part about the track is when you are nose to tail on the inside. It is very difficult for lots of guys to like hold the yellow line so they come up off the bottom and of course hit the car that's in the second lane on the outside lane. So that's a challenge. Not everybody, you know, because you just can't see very well as you're going into the corner. So you end up drifting up and then you take out a bunch of cars.
Yeah, I talked to Michael Wiley about it and Ray about it before, and when I raced here personally, the bumps are not what you would expect. The faster you go, the worse they get, you know, and there doesn't seem to really be a safe spot other than lane 2, 3, 4, and 5. You ride that very bottom lane to the very top lane, it's almost suicide.
Right, exactly. But yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun. But man, oh man, I found somebody out here with maybe a little more age out here. The tumble up out there with the number 10 machine, the number 10 Ford that may have gotten into Heath Rutherford a couple of times out there. Can you shed a little light on the situation out there on the track?
Yeah, so I saw Shane after that wreck. I saw him stopped on the backstretch, and then I heard Heath say that he pulled in front of him and just stopped right in front of him, so it looked like it was intentional.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I didn't know if you knew kind of what Burr got under his saddle here tonight. I mean, it's still, this is the stage that really matters here. So, it's kind of, you kind of save that for the end, you know?
Yeah, right. There's no reason to get all bent out of shape in those first few stages. because it really, yeah, you want to be towards the front so you don't have to pass a lot of trucks in this last stage. But there's just no reason to do anything crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Sylvain, Sylvain couldn't talk to me. I appreciate it. Scott, you joining me up here in the booth. Give me a shout-outs here because I think the pace car lights are off.
Pace car lights are off, yeah. Thanks again to Ray for putting this on. I want to thank all the servicemen and women, particularly those that have lost loved ones while they were protecting our freedom. Definitely thinking of them today.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate it. And Scott, man, since you are the man, hey, go ahead and remind everybody that I've actually got the radio chatter turned on. I can hear you guys at certain points. Just tell everybody kind of PG, please.
Got it. I will.
Thanks,
I'll remind
bud.
everybody.
Yep.
Sure.
Bye. Alrighty, everybody. Scott Pat's an awesome job by him tonight. Able to avoid most of the wrecks. Pardon me. Able to avoid most of the wrecks out here tonight, but man, when people start getting intentional as you don't earn your way back here, it's definitely a pile drive through here. So let's go ahead. Let's try to get this one underway as we have got 22 laps here at the green. Look at the jump by Ray. Holy cow, Ray with a massive jump here. Michael Wiley looked like he might have been sleeping. The light was green, the flag was waving, and Michael Wiley kind of off of it there. So Ray Garcia gets a solid launch here out in front, but as one thing about iRacing Super Speedway or any speedway is Michael Wiley, first time I've seen him get stupid loose up here in the front. Ray able to keep it clutched together. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see if this will bring out a caution here. Number 42, Lee Tidwell, is around. Bunch of guys getting wrecked up here. Let's take a look at what happened to Lee Tidwell. Boy, what just happened there? Like a giant gaggle of cars here. Yeah, I think that was the 3 of Greg Whitehead that may have hooked him there. Let's fight our way back to the front. Where it's in the front. We're in the front. Ray Garcia is not. Ray Garcia is actually falling off the table there into the lead down to 9th. Maybe setting himself up for a good run here. Was incorrect. It was not Mr. Greg Whitehead that was there in the back. Whitehead, the number 3, is up here with us. He's right now sitting 6th outside line trying to form something up here. Definitely a lot of drivers slinging around here. Just a couple of them to mention. Actually rotating back, John Kazaza getting loose again. 20 laps left to go at the iRacing Super Speedway. As many cars are getting spun out here. Oh, caution. I believe that caution would probably be thrown. I guess trying to get some of these drivers to kind of get some of the laps completed here. No incidents out on the track. We may be throwing it back there for the trouble back with Lee Tidwell. Let's say there was even a problem back on lap 77. Normally lap 77. Well, I'll tell you what, Lee Tidwell has yet to get a break here tonight. So back on lap 82, it says even more stuff happened. This is while they're slowing down. You can laugh if you want to. Come on, James. interesting run here tonight. Some drivers having better luck than others. See if I can grab a hold of Kevin Dixon. Let's see if I can grab a hold of him. Kevin Dixon, you got a copy?
Hello, hello.
Holy cow, I have found him. Man, talk to me about this race here a little bit.
Well, what do you want to hear?
Oh, dude, well, you've been front, you've been back, you've been fast, you've been trying to stay out of trouble. Talk to me about it. That's what I want to hear.
Keep making little mistakes, especially going in the pit. See if I can get out of here clean this time. There we go.
All right, well, I'm noticing some of these guys just can't seem to get turn entry down. You know, it's guys are bumping into each other. The cars are shooting off the track. I mean, almost like it's catching them off guard. You know, is it a good idea to have a solid grip on the wheel here?
Yeah, you got to pretty much you got to unload the wheel right before the corner, and I don't think a lot of people understand that.
Is there a reason to drag maybe the left foot on the brake at this track? I mean, it's super speedway.
No.
You got to be going as fast as you can, but I mean, it just
not at all on these trucks.
No, I never did. I've raced it here in the Xfinity series, you know, kind of in the Xfinity cars, and it's
the cars you have to drag if you're only two cars.
Yeah, I've had to lift a little bit, but I've never had to use the brake or seen him jerk around as bad. I would probably say seeing the trucks, these guys are really in that lane you're running now and then shooting almost 3/4 of the way up the track. I mean, how does somebody prepare for that on the outside?
Yeah, that's why Ray just doesn't want people side drafting in the corners in this track, because so many people can't hold the corner down.
No, and it just seems to be getting a little worse here and there. I already see he's having to make some changes. What do I say? Take out the trash is what he's having to do here in the finals, heading into the final stage here. You were one of the favorites to win along with Ray Garcia. What's it going to take to win it?
Probably a little luck, to be honest with you. Hopefully only a little and not a lot.
Oh, come on, man. I know you got to be fast, you got to be safe, you got to be clean, you got to find somebody you can work with. You know,
yeah.
Which line is the good line? I mean, is it better to stay high, or is it better to try to run that paint?
Depends on if I can get with my teammates.
Teammates? Who's your teammate?
Michael.
My guy.
Scott.
All right, man. Well, hopefully we'll see you come at least in a podium position here tonight. Give me your shout-outs.
I got nothing.
Dude. Here's one. Thank you, Ray, for bringing me to the big show.
There you go.
There you go. Thanks, Kevin. Fantastic job, dude. Dude, I love it. It just rolls right off the tongue. Appreciate it, man. We'll catch you later on.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Kevin Dixon. He's got nothing. Come on, man. Everybody's got a little something. Thank the girlfriend. Thank the wife. You can thank a neighbor. Thank our veterans. I like that one. Thank the electric company for keeping your sim racing rig running. Broadcast. I like when you guys like to broadcast. Especially UK doggy out there. I still see you. Kevin Brown. Doghouse Racing League. God. Tell you what, you want to see some crazy racing, you can join us on Thursdays as well for the Doghouse Racing League. That's just about a cautionless race over there. They run the next gen cups with open setups. Yep. My wife out there, apparently she's still tuned in. Thank a neighbor. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, thank the neighbor. Thank the neighbor for weed eating the lawn or something. Keeping their dog over there, that sort of thing. I don't get either one of that here. All right. Michael Wiley's still leading this one. Unfortunately, we're leading 90% of it under caution here. Come on. Get this one going here. Figure the pace car lights were on. NASCAR lights are off. Wiley will be next to Patza. Kay Jones will be next to Ray Garcia. Ray Garcia is still trying to set himself up for the for a shot to win here. I think it's going to be a nasty one right in here at the end. Didn't happen again, did it? Hold on a second. What happened? Did something happen to Lee Tidwell again? Oh, dude. Dude. The 42 machine's done been doing a good look at the rest of the field here tonight. He's got to start looking forward. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. A little bit under the weather and alone here in the booth tonight, but Michael Wiley and Scott Patza have been up here with me. And they're going to take this one away. Back under green flag, 15 laps left to go. Driver's starting to make some separation there in the back. I would probably say that's Landon Gentry. Looks like he's a little off pace already, hanging out in the back. He's got to hurry up and get back in line or he's going to be in trouble. Notice how close these guys are getting. Kay Jones has been loose all race, but he is staying very, very close to the rear bumper there of Michael Wiley, who right now is falling way off. Ray Garcia is now sitting third. We'll see if Garcia cuts down in front of Wiley here, but the outside line is really starting to get a roll. Oh, man. Kevin Dixon drops down in front of Michael Wiley here. And now Dixon has the lead. Alrighty, a good fast lap there. Everybody definitely shuffling it up here. Don't really like those minute 20, minute and 30-second pace laps here, but we're already got guys rotating on back. Kay Jones getting loose again, shooting to the outside. Having some trouble there in the back. Already looking like Landon Gentry's getting around Lee Tidwell here. Tidwell's had a lot of trouble here tonight. Some of it not his fault, some of it is. But we'll see as we continue on. Drivers blasting through these turns here, trying to see if they can find a hole that they're willing to shoot through. Ray Garcia, this is kind of his MO here. He would much rather be up in that fourth position, trying to line himself up for the win, but he still has time. Outside line could prevail here. Ray Garcia and Scott Patz, and I believe that is Kay Jones. Right now, the 3, 5, and 6 positions. As the number 3 of Greg Whitehead's on the bottom. Most of this race has been led by a Toyota, but already looks like the number 3, we've got a huge pile up here. That's going to bring out a caution. Look at that. Ray Garcia, such a swell guy, trying to keep Landon from slinging out of the racetrack there, as Landon was dancing on top of his hood there. Wow. I would say, looking at that one looked like Greg Whitehead got loose here. And I don't know if he rotated up in a Patza. Yep. Yep. Here we come. Right where Whitehead down into Stevenson. And I think that's what gets me, is you kind of think it's stopped here. But it continues on, because then there's contact, it looks like, between Kazaza sliding down. Yeah, I think Anthony shook here. Which catches Ray, and then that's now the second pile up. That's now going to cause a whole bunch of cars to get mashed to pieces. Boy, oh boy. I want to take a look at Kazaza here, because he clips, I think, James Jepson. I think Jepson was able to hold it together here. Landon Gentry unable. He gets massacred here. Let's go back and kind of watch Landon here. I do want to know how it got to this point. Where did Landon start and how did it end? Well, we'll see how it ends. Oh, Stevenson caught him. No. Oh, man. Back under caution here. This has to be painful for the drivers. Used to going over 230 miles an hour. Right now doing about 90 to 100 miles an hour now under pace. Under, you know, pace car speed. Definitely a tough angle at this one. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab a hold of him. I want to talk to Landon a little bit. Haven't seen Landon Gentry here in a little bit. Landon, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. This I want to talk to you. The race is going pretty wild here. That last part, it looked like you had it cleared, but Stevenson just clipped the back end of your bumper there. Talk to me about the ride.
I actually really thought I avoided it, and on my screen I did clear it, but on my screen it was netcode. So, and then next thing I know, I'm 20 feet in the air.
Oh man. Yeah, well, that's what I was looking at. I was trying to figure out how in the world did you clear him or not, and I just didn't see. Ah, yeah, that touch right there, man, definitely sends you blasting to pieces. You start here a little bit in the back, man. What's gonna take for you and Ray to get back up to the front?
Just drafting, pretty much. Avoid the wrecks. You know there's gonna be another one because I want to try and get that win. Just avoid the wrecks and try to draft your way up there.
Oh, running out of laps. Good luck, Landon.
Thank you.
All right, try and get Landon back into his truck here. Back in the radio comms with all his teammates as we get back under green. Kevin Dixon and Wiley Air in the front. Alrighty, Wiley getting a little loose there. Might have had a bad push there by Cade Jones. James Napier sitting fourth. Gotta see if James Napier can get going through there. The 11 Chevrolet's been in a bunch of trouble here tonight. Just trying to see if we can get Kevin Dixon rolling here. John Kazaz outside line. He's out there joining Cade Jones. Oh man, here we go. Already 3 wide. Yeah, look at Lee Tidwell sending it right out up the center, breaking himself into 9th. Tidwell not too bad here on that outside. He's trying to make something happen here. Remember, I said he's been in a bunch of trouble. Now, just can't seem to find out how to get out of there. Lap 2, laps 77, 79, and 83. He's been involved in some sort of crash. He's trying to keep it all together. We are under 10 laps left to go. Appreciate again what you guys join us here. Oh no! No! What? No! Michael Wiley. Oh my. How? How did that happen? How did that happen? It looked like Cade Jones, I thought, undercut him here. Right there. Trying to figure out how this pulls through here. Cade Jones, I'm trying to see if I can find a solid angle of what causes this pull through wreck here. There we go. Maybe we can grab something like this. Yeah, looks like netcode. Netcode. Dude. Yeah, no contact was made here. And it just collected the rest of the field. What a wild wreck here. Michael Wiley gets punted over top of everybody. There's Lee Tidwell. Yeah, most of the final section here has been under caution. Jason Stevenson and John Kazaz are working their way down pit. Might be a good idea to give a full tank of fuel and 4 tires. Let's see if you can outlast everybody else to the end here. Maybe under a few green-white checkers. Normally, per our big show rules, that will be the final rescheduled caution. After that, there'd have to be a wreck within the first 5 drivers, within 5 laps of the end. Pace car lights are out. Guys are going to have to hurry up to get back into position here. 72 in the 15 machine. Kind of haul it up there. Got to be quick. There's no telling how this one's going to end here. Many cautions here. A few of them scheduled. Definitely the one at 25, 50, and 75. So 3 of these have, 3 of them have been scheduled out of half that we've had. So I can get this one underway. Kevin Dixon looking to take the green flag, and away he goes here. And we're already killing each other here in the back. Just gotta see how this restart goes off here. It didn't work out the way they had planned it, had they? Boy, look at the number 9. He's sent it 3 wide already. Yeah, Scott Pat's definitely not happy about being in the back. That does create a problem. So another caution. Back underway. See if these guys can haul and clump back around and get back up to the pace car. Clumping back together. There we go. Kevin Dixon has found the pace car. Any possibility at all we can get the number 11 of James Napier. Might be a possibility.
Can you hear me?
Maybe. There he is. James Napier, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Awesome, awesome. Talk to me about the race here tonight. That number 11's been in a good bit of trouble here.
It's been wild. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it's been pretty wild.
That's it, huh? Just been wild.
Yeah. Just try to find yourself in a good spot and try to avoid all the chaos, so to speak.
Chaos has been everywhere. You've been in some trouble on lap 9, crashed on 82. Man, oh man, just. But here you find yourself in the top 5, even a podium position right now. You know, are you in a good spot, or are we still in the danger zone?
Danger zone. I don't even think there is a safe spot, honestly.
I don't think so either, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good luck. I think the pace car is getting ready to duck on off.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. James Napier. See how we gets it done here. But take a look back. I think Ray Garcia went ahead and slung it 3 wide immediately here. I think he's trying to get the help there of Michael Wiley. This might be a good one. Then keep this all in one shot. 3 wide here, heading to on the outside. Now 4 wide. 9 machine of Anthony Shook rotating his way on down. They're moving up to Ronald Lilly. Watch the outside. Here we go, sticking out there. Landon Gentry. The admin team is beginning to assemble. Outside line. Now Ray Garcia. Boom. Shot to Landon Gentry. Gentry now up to 6. Continuing on to the front. Seems to be going so far so good. Ray Garcia getting way loose, having to break that draft there just a little bit. Who's happy about this? Scott Patsu slid up to 12th position after the last tangle up there at the restart, but only 2 laps to go when we get to the line. This is looking pretty solid here. This is the kind of 3 wide racing I was hoping we were going to see at the beginning of the race, but we have definitely boiled it down to this moment in time where Ray Garcia is still trying to sneak up there to Kevin Dixon, who's still leading this one. There's the big pileup. Boom. Huge shot there in the back. Landon Gentry's caught up. Ray Garcia trying to survive. And we have another green-white checkered here. As the drivers come around for caution number 8, let's take a look at some of this that kind of went haywire here heading into turn 1. This part was not the caution. 13 makes contact with Ray. Ray kind of loosens up a little bit. Landon comes down. I know it says there's a problem. Tidwell catches Kazaz on the back. Boom. Now that still may have been net code here as they continue smashing and banging. But we got to rotate up front, and what caused the yellow flag here with Landon Gentry. That was the first shot. Yeah, Landon Gentry on the outside of the 13 there. The 2 of them get caught. Landon collects the rest of the field here. See what in the world happened to Michael Wiley. Trying to get a few different angles of how all this kind of boiled down. Now Ray Garcia, almost from the back line here, has broken himself into the top 10, sitting 9th. A few other drivers he's got to try to slide around here. If we're able to make it to the line. White flag, and then it didn't matter after that. They just kept on going. Right now, Kevin Dixon still in front of this one. Dixon, I think, is trying to save a little more fuel there on the bottom. Pace car lights are out. Find a little action here. Rutherford. Keith Rutherford sitting there in that 5th position. Disconnect here by James Napier. We can get this one underway. Kane Jones with a good push. Ray Garcia sent it a little to the side there. Wasn't happy with the restart there. Randy Schweitzer sitting in the 13. Trying to find a shot here. Ray Garcia exactly where he wants to be. Number 66, Sylvain, cannot get a break here, man. Let's take another look at it. Well, there's no way to sugarcoat that one. Kind of see from this angle here. Not happy with the speed of the two. Wants to cut down, but Landon's there. And I don't know if his spotter was asleep, but that's what ended up catching all these guys. So Sylvain was caught up. Mason Stevenson, Landon Gentry was caught up. And you wouldn't guess, the number 42 Toyota Lee Tidwell caught up again. That guy has had a boatload of problems here tonight in that number 42 machine. I would say this is shuffling up the field a good bit, though. My guy's kind of getting mashed up here. I don't know if anybody else is going to be able to survive this kind of thing.
He's on his way.
See if anything's going out there on the radio chatter. I'm trying to get, I believe, John Kazaza won at least one of his laps back here. Getting back on lead lap.
All right, JD should be able to catch us, no problem.
Am I just down 2, or was I down 3?
No, you're all right. You're you're on the lead lap now.
All right, as they try to tune everything in, get everybody squared up and ready to go again. See if see if we can get a hold of Ray again and try this again. Let's see. All right, let me grab a hold of Ray one more time. Ray, you got a copy?
Hey, what's happening?
Well, we're seesawing back and forth here. Hey, right now you're in a really good spot to win it.
Yeah, I gotta clear the 13 first, and then I gotta go to work on the other 3 of my teammates.
Yeah, well, it may be a possibility there. I know Randy Schweitzer, he's been in a little bit of trouble here tonight, shifting back and forth. But talk to me about actually a few ways back, the call to go 3 wide and head on the outside. I believe you were leading with Landon Gentry there, and I think bugger. Who was behind you? Yeah, another driver
It was
behind
it was Wiley.
you. Wiley, that was it.
Yeah, I made the call to take that third line, and we were on the move when that accident happened. We were on the move. You know, we needed about 2 more laps to push Landon into the lead, into the clean air, and then we could have pulled. After that, we would have pulled, but you know, something happened behind us, and somebody turned up and got Wiley.
Oh yeah, I got it. Somebody turned up and caught Michael Wiley. You kept pushing
Yep.
Landon, and then Landon got caught in front of you and collected everybody. It seems the safest spot on the track. It seems to be if you're 1, 2, or 3.
So far, but
Good.
they're gonna go 3 wide on this restart, so it's gonna get ugly.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I would probably say feelings are gonna get hurt as well. I mean, this is how many green white checkers we got left in this one. I mean, is this the one
more.
to be all end all here?
No, 2 more. 2 more in the 2 more in the bank.
Dang. Well,
So we'll see. Right now it's a fuel game. We got to see who has enough fuel to make it.
that's what I was getting ready to ask you. I see some of these guys are dropping off the table a little bit, probably clutching it. You know, dude, how many guys have fuel and how many don't? I mean, how close are you sitting?
I'm okay myself, but with 2 more green whites, I can make it. But I'm shutting the engine off. You know, I'm just coasting. But some of these guys up front, they're in a little worse shape. I think they can only make 1 more green white checker at the front, and then they're going to have to duck in.
If they have to come back down, I would probably say you will have a bunch of bulldozers behind you, and nothing will get in their way of returning back to the front.
Exactly.
All right,
Yeah,
Ray.
there's going to be a lot of action these last 2 laps here.
All right, man. Well, we'll keep an eye out there. I know some of your other teammates not doing so well, but hopefully you guys will clump back together here and try to see if you can give Kevin Dixon a run here.
Sure. Right now everybody's having a good time. You know, a couple of easy, simple mistakes that are making this a mess, but you know, we'll get it fixed.
Okay. All right. Well, I was gonna say a couple of spotters will be fired after tonight. I assure you that.
There you go.
All right, Ray. Talk to you later.
All right. See you at the finish line.
Yep. Oh man, oh man. Like I said, one of the favorites to win, Ray Garcia. Kevin Dixon is still in the lead. But if we go under caution again, he may be out of fuel, and this is going to redo the whole thing as you see the rest of these cars clumping back up for the green flag here. That's going to bring a huge mess. Oh, yeah. Ray Garcia, no! What happened? What happened? Pace car didn't even put it in park yet. And Ray Garcia. Launch is here. No. I would assume they may have Heath Rutherford re-rack it here, but some of these guys may have to come down in the pit. Like I was saying, I don't know how many more they're going to have here. Douglas Ross out there. Yeah. Imperial Motorsports. God, I should have gotten out here. Let's see if we can get old Cade Jones in here. See if we can grab a hold of Cade. Cade, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, dude. There have been some turns. I would say that some of these guys are having trouble handling. I wouldn't point fingers at you, but there have been a couple times they almost look like you let go of the wheel and slung up the track. What is the truck doing out there?
A lot of it is I'm trying to see if I can bait some of the guys in front of me to go off the turn and dive back under them and take that spot, but they're not wanting to take the bait as much as I'd like them to.
No, absolutely not. They don't want anything to do with that. And some of these guys don't want anything to do with that green flag. It seems to be maybe a bad omen out here. What is it going to take? I mean, you've been following along Kevin Dixon. You got anything up your sleeve trying to work around him here?
Well, me and Kevin have, this entire month, we've been pretty much running 1-2 at this track. So we work well together, but I guess we're going to see what's going to happen when we go green, if we can go green.
Yeah, well, I think that one was a little trip up there by Ray Garcia. He went to get going and then got a little loose and looked like he might have hooked him there right at the end. Heath Rutherford actually being the winner of last month's race. Cade, this is kind of boiling down to a long one here. Are you nervous about somebody behind you looking for that same position?
In a way, but I'm just gonna drive and see what I can do and just hope for the best.
All right, man. Give me a shout out while I got you down here.
The rest of the admin team, and just hope everybody has a great Memorial weekend.
Yeah. All right, Cade. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Everybody has Cade Jones hanging out here in the front, still rocking that knockout paint on the truck. They were practicing on the Gen 6 cars yesterday. And into the trucks today. Pace car lights are out. Kevin Dixon probably running on fumes here. We got a couple more shots. If they go under caution again, I may have to expect that 009 to pit. All right, let's try to get this one underway again. Only 9 miles left in this run here. Whoa, man. Unsure if that's going to be a lane change. Probably don't enforce that here, but that's a-okay. Outside line, notice Heath Rutherford and Landon Gentry forming up a third lane. I think they just lost the pile, so that's going to be pretty bad. And we just talked to him. And he's involved in it. Cade Jones in the number 4 here gets turned. James Napier, there he is. If there is a positive out of this caution, I would probably note that that was the last green-white checkered. What happens after this happens. Notable names to be considered who got tangled up in that one. Cade Jones, Ray Garcia, Greg Whitehead, and all these guys caught up in another accident. They will be on the march back. See an outside from the admin team. Getting a shot at it last month. Keith Rutherford, Michael Wiley, and Adam Robertson. 1, 2, 3. Last month. Let's take a look back at the yellow flag here and see what happens to Cade Jones. Yeah. This one definitely looks like netcode because it doesn't look like anything's happening. He's not making contact. But right there, he may have made contact with the 13. Man, oh man, not what a lot of these drivers want, I assure you that. Taking a look at Kevin Dixon here. Unsure if he's having a pit. Let's see how this starting lineup's going to go here. Kevin Dixon, Michael Wiley, Greg Blaze, and Scott Patz and James Smith sitting 1 through 5. Right on the outside is Anthony Shook. Shook been in a bunch of problems today as well. Back on lap 69, 88, and 99, so most of his stuff has been on the second half of this race. Just can't seem to find a groove here for some of these guys. Michael Wiley after all that bumping and banging, back up in the front row. We'll see if he can make it out here. Well, make it out of here alive. Kevin Dixon back under green. Gotta get around one more time for the white flag to come out. And that's it. What can they accomplish here? Looking from the outside, too wide here in the back, waiting to see if anybody can form anything up. Definitely a kind of a really crummy restart by some of the guys there on that outside row is falling apart when as soon as Michael Wiley took off there. Diving into turn number 3 already. The number 2 of James Smith starting to get a little loose there on the outside, trying to see if somebody can find some wiggle room here. James Napier wants to break on through, but the white flag is out. Happens. This is it. Go 13 to James Jepson on to the bottom. There's the contact. Knew that was coming. As soon as they got 3 wide, it looked like somebody let go of the wheel. John Cazaz is going to be out of it. Ronald Lilly continuing on. Let's stay up here with the 3 wide where Ray Garcia's come from him as dead last, sitting 12th. Still rotating on the way up front. You just got to make it through this. Sends it 4 wide here. Heading into turn number 3. Yo 13 trying to find something. There we go. Looks like Ray's knocked out. Continuing on. Scott Patza is in the lead. He's got it by a nose. Man, I think he got him. Scott Patza got him. By a nose. Let's rotate back and see this finish here. Let's see this finish. Right at the line. Got him. Man. Not once, but twice this race he's gotten him. Holy cow, what a run. What a run. What a run. Fantastic. Right there at the end. I'd rather see a shootout like that than a crash him bumper car all the way at the one point. Holy cow, that was awesome. James Napier almost made it. Anthony Shook almost made it. So close. See actually what happened back here with Ray Garcia. Oh, there was contact down there at the bottom, number 2. Looks like he may have caught Landon Gentry there, and that did it. Alrighty, guys, hold on just a moment. Let's try to we'll round up all our drivers. All right, buddy, we're catching up with our third place finisher, Greg Blazin. Greg, talk to me about this race here, man. It was pretty crazy. We had cars wrecking, we had guys flying all over the place, we had guys on the roof, and then we have almost a photo finish at the end. Talk to me about your angle.
Yeah, that's iRacing Speedway. Those endings are the best. So, most of the race I stayed really, really clean. So that doesn't usually happen. So it's great once you can stay up there at the front. At the end there, I think Kevin was running out of fuel, so it kind of slowed me and Michael down a little bit. So, so that's what happened to him. And then Scott, he said somebody just blasted him from behind, and he kept it straight, and that pushed him to the win.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I mean, Kevin Dixon did fall all the way down to 8th place by the end of this one. I hate seeing that for him, and especially when you're out of fuel. Oddly enough, this track, you're a lot faster with more fuel than you are without. You think that has anything to do with traction?
Possibly. I know for a while there, I was burning fuel to qualify, and then I just left it full, and I was way faster in qualifying with a full tank. So I think it's fuel. You get momentum. This is a big momentum track too. So if you're up high and you cut down low, you get that momentum, and I think the weight from the fuel helps you.
And being able to carry that on through and actually help to give you a little more momentum. Greg Blazin, this has been a wild one, man. I won't hold you up much longer. Give me a shout-outs here, bud.
Thanks for you guys for putting the race on and stuff, and Ray for doing it, and all the veterans who lost their lives and their families and stuff. That's what we're here for. And a shout out to them, and a shout out to my wife if she's watching, Jamie.
Oh yeah. Shout out to the wife. Good idea. I couldn't get Kevin Dixon to do that. He wasn't sure about all that. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if she's watching, but sometimes she tunes in a little bit.
Smart man. Greg Blazin, I will catch up with you next month, man. And if you're considering it, also check out any of the other leagues I do, man. They're definitely looking for more drivers.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate it.
All righty, take it easy. All right, everybody. That is the number 23 Toyota, which, funny enough, we had a Chevrolet, Ford, and a Toyota 1, 2, and 3 here. Michael Wiley being our Ford into this race. Interesting one at that. Trying to see if we can grab a little something here. If we can find Mr. Wiley, our second place finisher here. And we talked to him once. We're going to talk to him again. Michael Wiley in the 48 Ford. Talk to me about this race, man. Right at the end, is this how you thought it was going to go?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, with like 10 laps to go, I'd already given up on this race. I just kept getting wrecked. And then those last couple wrecks there, the seas parted ways, and I was able to sneak through and get up there. Man, I thought I had that. I lost a stage by 6 1,000ths, lost another stage by 6 1,000ths, lost the race by 8 1,000ths. That was good racing, but God, I thought I had it.
Yeah, very, very close. I would say, I would prefer a photo finish than a snapshot wrecking. You know what I mean? The amount of cautions was pretty wild here at the end. I don't think anybody was given a single inch, but Scott Patza was not taking no for an answer here on this run. 3 wide here at the line, kind of a nasty area for you to be sitting, though, right at the end.
Yeah, but I tell you, that's the way it's supposed to be. At the very beginning of this race, me, Scott, and Kevin actually teamed up. That's why you've seen us working together so much throughout the race, and it really, really worked well for us. We was able to secure a couple stages there, and then, of course, Scott got the win. So proud of the teamwork that we was able to accomplish, and congratulations to Scott on that win. I don't know that he's won one yet, so that's big for him.
All right, man. Last time I said that Heath hadn't gotten a win, I put my foot in my mouth. He said he had gotten a win, but everybody else said he hadn't, so I don't know. I better get with the Big Show historian, and somebody better tell me whether he's gotten one or not.
He had not gotten a end of the month money win. Of course, he's got a few wins here and there, but never a big race like he got last time.
Ooh, but man, all the donations are going to the Wounded Warrior Project, so on that, he still didn't win nothing, but that's okay. At least he's able to take the donations, give it to a good cause, right?
Yeah, I agree, and I didn't even know that till today, but that is awesome. That's good for that Ray decided to do that. And you know what? I didn't hear any hate about it. Everybody kind of agreed to it, so that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that's all right, man. All right, congratulations on your second place. Hopefully we end up at maybe a more calm track next month. Hopefully you guys are able to come to an agreement on a place everybody likes to be at the Super Speedway. And short tracking, I know you like that there a little bit. I've seen you trying to prevail at the short tracks as well. You know, kind of any insight where we might be?
You know, I have no idea. The original plan was actually Darlington this month, but we just couldn't get no interest in it. You know, people have to go in the corner and lift and brake, and they're not happy about that. So we actually had a setup built. Well, Ray did, and we tested it, and we really liked it, but just not enough interest.
People don't like lifting, man. They like that bulldozer effect.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that's fun, but it is racing, but it's not racing.
Right. You got to add a little more skill to it here.
Yeah,
Like I said, Super Speedway, you can draft, you can find buddies, you can learn how to lift, you can learn how to bump draft, but it takes talent to, you know, breaking points, things like that would determine the bias where it feels better for you, you know, things like that. But Michael Wiley, give me a shout out, sir, man. Let me let you go.
Just want to say thanks to Ray for putting this on. I know it's a headache every month for him. He's got a lot to do on race day. Simtrax Racing for coming in and broadcasting. My little boy Jathan, my wife Ashley.
All righty, Michael Wiley, congratulations, man. Good luck.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, everybody, there's Michael Wiley, and that's going to move us to our race winner, Scott Patza. How he did it, we may never know, but he did do it right at the end, and not one, but more than one stage. Scott, talk to me about right here at the end.
Yeah, the finish was, you know, it's always in these races, right? There were the green white checker a time or two before some cars in front of me got wiped out, and Michael Wiley and I actually ended up getting clean through that. So we started that last green white checker up towards the front, and then it was just stay behind a couple of my teammates till the white flag. And I thought Kevin Dixon was going to run out of gas, so I pulled high and luckily got James Napier to give me a nice shove at the end there. So yeah, it was an exciting finish.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought you were almost 3 wide back during one of those restarts there in the back. I thought I saw the red number 90 slinging out of the outside out there.
Yeah, I think when we took the green flag at lap 97, I was at the rear of the field. I was in the back. So the advantage of getting some of those green white checkers is you just try to make up a few spots each time and get lucky and, you know, avoid a couple of wrecks and, you know, get a good push from guys behind you. Follow teammates that are fast when you can, right?
Oh yeah, you got to, man. You got to, because definitely when you're that far back. If you guys had 30, 35, you think the outcome would have been the same?
Oh, say that again.
If you had 30 to 35 drivers out here on the track, you think the outcome would have been the same?
Oh man, yeah. I think, you know, when it gets down to the, you know, towards the end, everybody is grabbing everything they can, so it gets pretty tense. So whether you got 20 cars on track or 35, I think there's always going to be those little dust ups, and you just, you know, got to have a little bit of luck to miss them, and hopefully be towards the front, so less likely to get caught up in that.
I would agree with that. You know, a lot of luck. That's what I would do. A little bit of luck for some, but a lot for others. Somebody who didn't get any luck was Ray Garcia. He got blasted like 3 or 4 times.
He did.
Which I hate to see that for him, but man, how you edge out the win and edged out you know, one of those stages. I mean, just so close. You know, Michael Wiley doesn't seem that deflated, but man, that's gotta be heartbreaking for him. But man, you got to feel awesome after some of those.
I do, yeah. You know, I was behind Michael there, and when I pulled out, you know, Michael's such a good iRacer that I knew I could like lean down on him in that corner, because he's going to hold a tight line, and he made his move on Kevin Dixon then, and you know, went 3 wide. You know, just some good guys driving up front, and I was very fortunate to come out with the win.
All right, man. Scott, give me a shout out there, man. Let's we'll wrap this up.
All right. Well, hey, again, thanks for being here. Thanks to Ray, and again, thinking of all the men and women that protect our freedom, and appreciate it.
Oh yeah, Scott, congratulations on your win, man. I can't wait to see what we got. What you guys got next month.
All right,
Hall
sounds
of
good. We'll see
Fame.
you next month.
Newest Hall of Fame member, Scott Batts of the 90.
Dang! So our historian is here. Hooray! So he finally won one.
Yes, he got in the HOF.
Hot
You know,
dog.
Scott's been around for a couple of years, and it's a big race. He raced
Man.
well all night. He raced well on him and Michael and Scott and Dixon ran out of fuel, but you know, I told you earlier he was in trouble.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would poke at it a little bit, Ray. He wins the big money race, and then the money's going to a good cause. You know, it's going to the Wounded Warrior Project, and I just, dang.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a special occasion. You know, again, we race to honor our wounded veterans and those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. But you know, we'll send all the donations we receive straight to Wounded Warrior Project. But the winner does receive the little care package that the Wounded Warriors send back. So that's pretty exciting.
All right, all is not lost then for either side at all. But yeah, Ray, while I got you here, man, give me the last insight on the last part of this race here. That did not go your way, even though you tried the best you could.
You know, we had a good run on the outside again. We went to the third line and we were up there. But Landon and the two truck tangled. Two truck went down, wasn't clear, hit Landon. Landon hit the apron, came back up, tapped the two. Two went up and took me out. So I may have had a top 5 on that high line, you know, coming way back. But just a lot of silly mistakes, but that's what happens on the Super Speedway. You know, a lot of guys can't hold it in the corners. They just make that one little mistake, that bobble that sends them up track. And, you know, if you happen to be above them, you get killed.
Oh, yeah. All right, Ray. Well, unfortunate, but talk to me about something that may be fortunate. Let's talk a little bit about this upcoming month. And, you know, I always like poking the bear a little bit. Short track Saturdays and Super Speedway Sundays. What's next big for the big show?
So we're going to visit Nashville Super Speedway for short track Saturday. And that's a tough track. It's a technical track. We had Darlington up, but everybody was afraid of it, you know.
Breaks.
So we ended up abandoning it, but we had a few good races there. I won one. Michael won one. I think Heath won one. But, you know, we didn't get the interest. A lot of guys, you know, they just don't like those tough tracks. But Nashville's a fun track. It's highly technical. It's fast, but it's a technical track. For the big track, we're looking at going back to Texas. Okay, so we'll go back to Texas. But we may throw an Indy race in there during the month.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Just to get
We'll
some
take
IndyCar.
that.
Some
Hey.
IndyCar races under our belt.
The Texas race, are we going to the legendary? What, the Texas race before or after they started taking out some of that banking in the turn?
We're going to go to the current model. The
All
current
right,
Texas.
to where they took it out. Ooh, man, that's a right front tire fryer, man. That is a tough one.
Yep, that's a tire track. So we'll go back to Texas and we'll battle it out there.
Alrighty, hey, Nate. By the way, Napier out there in the chat is saying, "Let's go to Bristol."
Yeah, we had a good race last time.
Yeah, that we did. That was last time we were there was the knockout, wasn't it?
Yep, knockout in December. Yeah.
It might be an idea. I see some of these guys are still running the knockout paint.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this has been exciting. It was fun. Thank you to Simtrax for covering it for us. And once again, happy Memorial Day to all our veterans. And we look forward to sending off our donation. And every driver's name will be on a donation there to Wounded Warrior Project. So everybody who participated tonight will get their names put onto the Wounded Warrior donation.
Awesome, man. I can't hope that works out, man. It definitely has a foundation that needs a lot of help, and I always say there's never too much. But appreciate it, Ray, and we'll catch you next month, my man.
All right, we'll catch you again.
Oh yeah.
All
right, everybody. That is Ray Garcia. As we going ahead, that is going to do it for us tonight. Signing off, Napier. I agree with you, man. Let's go Bristol and Douglas Ross. All you guys out there joining us here tonight. It has been has been a wonderful race and really a wonderful cause that the broadcasting stuff and all the donations that they do will be going there as well. But that's going to do it for us. Hopefully we'll have Stella back with us next time around as well for the short track and the Super Speedway series. Guys, don't forget you can join the Big Show. Find them on Facebook, or you can find them at thebigshow.com. Be able to sign up, get your paint ready, get your number locked in, and let's get out there and get racing. But from Simtrax Broadcasting, Patrick Morrison here in the booth. Be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll catch all you guys next time.